So this is one of the harsh realities of life, man. You know, growing up and chasing a goal, chasing a vision, chasing a dream, chasing a lifestyle that is just a little bit bigger than the life that society and the normal world wants us to be able to have. You know, when you're seeking out something that may be larger than the norm, it's really going to be a lonely road, man. And you're going to find a lot of people along the way, like I have, who claim to want to do those things and who may actually want to do those things. But when time comes to actually put in the work, to put in the energy, to make the sacrifices, to get out of the safe space, get out of the comfort zone, you know, jump into the whole unknowns of life, man. Life is an unknown. Life is a journey, man. You have to be willing to make sacrifices, to take chances, to try things that aren't always guaranteed a profitable result in the moment, you know? And it sucks because when you're like this, man, it's already a lonely road. It's already a lonely road trying to like build a business, build a dream, being an artist, you know, being a visionary in general, man. It's already a lonely road. But then when you are, or when you feel at least blessed enough or lucky enough to meet others along the way who claim to want the same thing, and you start building your life around these teams of people, the friends that you have, and you want to like share these ideas, or you wake up in the morning and you're all gung-ho to go create and go explore and go travel, and then you hit up those friends and they're tired, they're sleepy, they're just unmotivated, or they're doing something else with people that have no vision for life at all. It just leaves you depressed, man. It leaves you worn out. And when you're doing it year after year after year after year, and you have all these people around you who claim to want the same things, man, but you're still left doing it alone. It really does suck, man. It really is a sad thing. And the harsh reality of life, man, is you're gonna have to let a lot of those people go. Even if they've been lifelong friends, you know, lifelong family members even, you know? It's just like, you don't have to hate these people. You don't have to resent these people. You know, we're all dealing with our own internal battles. We're all dealing with challenges that are a struggle to overcome at times. But the difference between you, hopefully, and all these other people is the desire that even when I'm going through hard times, man, I know the only way I can get through these hard times is by getting through them, is by going through them, by trying to fight, man, staying solid, putting in the time, the effort, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the years, the minutes, the hours, man. You know, people get halfway. The Bible says, you know, count the cost. You don't want to start a goal. You don't want to start an idea, talk about it, but not have count the cost, not have thought about what actually it would take to make that happen. So you start getting into the groove, you start building it up, and then you realize you didn't prepare like you should have, and then you just give up. Tell the whole world, hey, I'm gonna be a rapper, I'm gonna be a singer, I'm gonna be an artist, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be a businessman. And then they're cheering you on, and somewhere along the way, you just kind of give up. I don't hate these people. I don't resent any of these people in my life, man. I want the best for them. You know, in my heart, I still keep a list of the people that, you know, if God willing, if Lord willing, this stuff all happens, man. This breakthrough happens in life for me, that I am going to go take care of, that I am going to reach out to and say, hey, man, I know it was a struggle. I know it was a hard time in your life, man. I wish you would have got through it with me. You know, I'm not going to deny the fact that you took the easy road out, or you weren't willing to go to war. You weren't willing to go to battle with your brothers and your sisters. You folded when times got hard. I recognize that, but I also recognize that this is the devil's playground, man. The world, the earth is the devil's playground. The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And God comes so we have life and life abundantly. It's hard, man. Life is a battle. It is a battle. I have empathy for these people, you know? I don't hate them. I really, really don't. Am I let down? Am I bummed out? Of course, man. Of course. And I feel like that's granted. I feel like you don't have to apologize for being let down, you know? I wish a lot of these people would just be honest with themselves and be honest with me and say, hey, I thought I wanted to do this, but I don't really know if I'm cut out for this. And I tell them all the time, just tell me. The day y'all tell me y'all don't want to chase this dream anymore, I'll no longer hold you to that standard. I'll no longer put that pressure on you that I put on myself in order to create, to explore, to just build in general. But then time after time, they're like, nah, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. But then they don't like the pressure that's put on them to do it. I was listening to this audio book that was co-written by 50 Cent of all people, man. I don't think a lot of people know that he's a genius, man. He's not who you kind of see in public, man. His mind is deep, man. His whole entire game plan of life, when you read his books and you hear his thoughts, man, he's wiser than he may get credit for, you know? But I was reading or listening to his audiobook, The 50th Law of Power. And he said this quote, and the quote was about like just realism, man. Like just facing life for what it is. Just seeing situations for what they are and not what you hope that they could be. And he said this: people can be treacherous. They bring endless battles into your life. Your task is to resist the temptation to wish it were all different. Instead, you must fearlessly accept these circumstances and even embrace them. By focusing your attention on what's going on around you, you will gain a sharp appreciation for what makes some people advance and some people fall behind. Now, the line out of all of that, the whole thing's an amazing quote, man. And there's so much wisdom packed in just that little tiny quote. But the part that really stood out to me is this, man. Your task is to resist the temptation to wish it were all different. How many times have we been in friend groups and relationships and just situations in general that our minds and our hearts wanted so badly to see what something could be that we ignored what was? We spend our whole life being hopeful of what things could have been or could be if only that person or those people would walk in the power that God has designed for them to walk in. But instead, we want to wear those rose-colored glasses. We want to wear the blindfold, man. And we just want to be like, one day, one day. I know this person got a good heart. I know this person got a good soul, a good mind, whatever. But that can blind us to what is real, the reality that's in front of us, man. And the reality is that most of us, myself and most of y'all watching this, and even the world of people that are never going to watch this video, never find this video, we are selling ourselves short. We are draining ourselves. We're killing ourselves spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, on all areas of life, man, because we are investing our time and energy into people who won't even invest it into themselves, let alone you in return. The harsh reality is of life, you're going to stunt your own growth. And the failure that you bring into your own life that I've done for many years is I've blamed the world. I've blamed other people, man. I've blamed other people for why I wasn't where I was. And even though to a degree, a lot of the times they may be the blame. They may take the blame. Hey, we're a team. But when you show up to work, there's no team. It's just you. It's hard to do what takes a team by yourself. So yeah, even though they may have earned the blame to a degree, when you blame another person, you've given them power over your life. You're saying, if they don't do this, if they don't play their role, I'm never going to be able to do what I know I need to do. So the moment you start to blame another person, even though it feels good because you get to take the pressure off yourself a little bit, you're really just hurting yourself. You're stunting your own growth. And that's what I've been doing these past couple years. I've been holding myself back in this town. I've been staying close to friends, selflessly helping friends that have never returned the favor. And when they do, it's so minor that it's just to almost give themselves a clear conscience and to be able to say, dude, remember that time I did that one thing for you? We need to understand our value. We need to understand our worth. And there's a difference between being humble and being a pushover. There's a difference between being peaceful, loving, and humble versus allowing yourself to be used, manipulated, and taken advantage of. If these people aren't going to fight for it the same way you're going to fight for it, you got to find another team, man. Like that famous quote they always say, if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find a different room to be in because you can't grow that way. We need to resist the temptation to wish it were all different. If nobody shows up, if it's just me and God versus the world, how are we going to conquer this day? How are we going to conquer this week? How are we going to conquer this year? How are we going to conquer this life, man? It's going quickly. Adults are not lying, man. When they say when you get older, life starts speeding faster than ever, they ain't lying. I'm about to turn 30 this year, and I'm like, where is the time going? Where is the time going? 2024 is almost over, man. It's time we say it with our actions, man. It's time we say it with our actions. It's time we stop putting our faith in other human beings and put it in ourselves and in God. And the only way we could ever put faith in ourselves is if it's in God first, because us within ourselves, man, leads to nowhere. Selfish gain, selfish ego, selfish pride. God's the only one that can humble us and say, listen, man, I can't do this alone. I can't do this without God. God, open the gates, open the door, bring the people into my life. But he can't bring those people into your life if you're staying around the same people that are dulling your life, that are dimming your light, man. He needs something to work with. Give God something to work with. And that's what I'm vowing to myself this year. Me and my girlfriend are about to go on a cross-country road trip, Route 66, across America, man, just her and I. The only one who's really stood in my corner, besides my dad and my mom and my family, the only one who's really stood in my corner is my girlfriend, without exception. I call her right now, she'll pick up. I text her right now, she'll respond. I can't say that about most other people in my life. And that's a sad thought, but it's a real thought. And I'm no longer gonna blind myself to that reality. We're gonna go conquer the country this year. We're gonna go conquer the world this year. We're gonna build the content that I've always wanted to on this channel, man. Her and I, and God in control. That's it.